Good morning, everyone. It is morning here in Scotland, and today I want to talk about the role of the son in the household. There's a lot of responsibilities that the son must take up in the house that I don't think a lot of people have touched on before, something I don't think I've ever heard in church, but I was thinking about it the other day because as a son myself, I do play a very, very vital role in the family in just the way we function from the day to day, emotionally, spiritually. The son has the power to lead his family, just as the father does, and it's a very dangerous power. So, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's important to understand what the responsibility is and what we have jurisdiction in our own family to do, so that we can lead our family closer to God and just a better family overall, to maximize happiness, maximize efficiency. So there are 3 points I'm going to go over this video, and how we treat our fathers, how we treat our mothers, and how we treat both our parents. So let's start with the fathers. Let me just read a couple of things that the son is toward the father. A son makes a father proud to the cusp of envy, which means you make your father so proud, so just happy for you, that he gets jealous of the life you live. And that's kind of crazy. Like, when I think about it, like whenever I started working out, and my father would look at me and he says, it's hard not to go to the gym when there's walking inspiration every time in the house. It's like, dang, I literally inspire my father to get fit. And now that he's inspired, he goes to the gym, and he's leading my mother to also go to the gym and work out. So just because of my like a certain life that I lead, I'm not only like making my father proud, but I'm also leading my family toward getting fit as well. So that's really cool. And what I also wrote is that you make your father so proud that your father wishes that he led the life that you led. So, and in everything you do, well, not everything you do, but like, lead such a good, exciting, genuine life that your father wishes it for his life as well. Hold your father to a very high standard. So this means calling out your father's BS. This means talking to him, communicating with him, just like you would in a business. If you had a business partner who was making very rash, bad decisions, you would call it out because you have money on the line and you don't want to lose that. It's in the same way, your family's well-being is on the line. So you should call out your father's choices and decisions as you would a business partner. Now, obviously, there is the utmost respect for your father, and you must approach him as a student and not as someone who pretends who knows everything about life, because honestly, if you're young, you don't. And this is a very important thing to make. But like, so something like if he's smoking a cigarette every other day, or even more than that, you call him out because you both know that's wrong. Learn from your father, including his mistakes, for he is your natural mentor. God has given your father as a position in your life for you to learn from. And he has wisdom, whether you like it or not. He has very, very good wisdom, just like how very good cheese, aged cheese, is supposed to be very good. Dude, I had like, I'm here in Scotland right now, right? So there's this cheese called riscotta. So what happens is that they melt it. It's Swiss, right? So imagine like a ball of Swiss. So like a whole ball of Swiss, you cut it in half, and now you have like a half semicircle of cheese, right? So what they do is that they melt the cheese inside, and the outer coating gets so hard it doesn't melt. It's like wax, right? So the inside of it melts like a soup, and they cut off the top layer, which has become like a piece of cheese, because it's like kind of hardened. And then now they have this cup with melted cheese in it, and they pour it over stuff. It's called riscotta cheese. It's like I had that the other day. It was so sticky, bro. It smelled so bad. It smelled like dirty Pampers.
It's a creaky house, huh?
Very creaky house.
Creaky, creak, creak.
Hi, how
Is
you
it
doing?
the same? Hi, baby. The beautiful garden smell, Chinka.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
It's like
but
a
they're
really
keeping it well maintained.
Yeah, they have to. This gardens, otherwise they'll go crazy.
They're probably like the cow. Showing love to your mothers. We'll get to that more. Your father has very, very, very good wisdom, just like a very, very good cheese. And he is going to guide you through life. And again, when you make a masculine decision from the last video, you go through your father, because he has wisdom that you can only dream of, that you can achieve only at that age. But even the life he leads, the mistakes he makes, you learn from them and you don't make those same mistakes. All right, now let's talk about mothers. My mother just walked in. Psalm 10:1. Wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son brings sorrow to his mother. A wise son makes his father glad, and a foolish son brings sorrow to his mother. So don't be foolish. Don't be an idiot. Read books. Read the Bible. Know God, and become wise. For that will make your mother very, very happy, and your father very, very proud. And this is the responsibility of a son, to learn to educate yourself. But not only that, when you're doing stupid stuff, just like, not even like educated stuff, like if you're like stealing all the time, what kind of life is that? Like, right, you're gonna bring dishonor to your parents, which is very, very bad, especially your mother. Just like, and this actually leads to my next point. So you treat your mother as if you would your future wife. This also includes your female siblings. So you are also a man in their life, and you can lead them in a very similar but not the same way as the father does. So if you ever read The Way of the Superior Man, you can use these same tactics onto your mother. So a couple examples. Your woman's complaint is contentless, which essentially means that whenever she complains, she's not actually complaining about, the dirty dishes. She's actually complaining about that, she hasn't been hugged or felt loved maybe that day. Because, again, as you know, women are very emotional. So then you have to make sure they feel loved at every stage of their existence. Like the tiny facial expressions that you make should seep out love so that they can receive it. And then they will be able to give you your gift. They will be able to give their gifts to you. So read The Way of the Superior Man. There's lots of things about how to treat women in there, and you'll be able to make your family bloom, especially the females in your family. So that was about mothers. Now let's talk about both parents. Obey your parents. Ephesians 6, verses 1 and 2. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, for this is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. This is the first commandment with a promise of well-being, a promise of a blessing, that you may enjoy a long life on the earth. So what if your parents are stupid or dumb? That's your distinction to make. And you have to make a decision on that. Ask God, is this thing that my parents are making me do actually wise? And I don't really have an example for that. But that really just, you have to think about your own life, or from now on to the future, something that your parents are telling you to do. But I will say 9.5 times out of 10, they're right. So just follow them. And if you don't know, just follow them. For if they're in the Lord, and just follow them. For you're honoring God by that, doing that too. And if they're not in the Lord, the Bible's right there. So the Bible's right there. You could read it and then cross-check with God. If it's a financial thing, whatever, they are there. And if they tell you, especially if you're young, like if you're under 18, just follow them. They're your parents. We honor our parents. We treat them with utmost respect. When they're old, we pay for their living expenses. If they are widowed, we show them love. And we just honor them throughout all of their wins, all of their L's. We never disrespect them. We never talk down on them, even behind their backs to our friends. We show them utmost honor and respect in just every aspect. We support them, obviously financially when they're old, especially like widows. Paul actually talks about this. He talks about the widowed mother, that the son comes in and provides for her. But support in all dimensions, emotionally. Yeah, we obey, honor, and support them. So keep these three. And just the last point to leave you, just like a husband and wife fulfills the duty to one another, so does the parents and the children fulfill their duties to each other in the household. So my father, he's good. He's a very, very good father, but it's like, again, like it's not really his fault, but like the way society's going, he's kind of fallen off. He's a bit feminine. So that's where I can step up and I lead him. And I'm just going to admit a mistake I made yesterday. So yesterday we were choosing a movie, and like, you know how like it is when you're on Netflix and it's been like 10 minutes and you can't decide on a movie to watch. I really wanted to please my sister for some reason, so I let her and my family, it was like in the kitchen, so my mom and dad were cooking in the kitchen, me and my sister was choosing a movie. I let her watch Bird Box, which is like this horror movie where people kill themselves if they see a monster. So I don't know why. I knew what it was. I knew like what it was going to be, and I still just let them watch it. I was kind of stupid for that, honestly. Don't make such mistakes. Don't be like me in that situation. And my father also, he's very, very emotional. So whenever my mom starts like popping off, like he also feels very defensive and victimized. See, I can't really address my father on that. Like, I'm trying to find a way to make him like not ruin the day of everyone else in the house. But in those situations when that does happen, I can step up and be an emotional rock and foundation that doesn't get moved by my mom's words and doesn't get angry when my dad starts turning his anger onto us kids. I'm an emotional rock and I don't get moved. And that's what a role of the son can do. It's very, very powerful. So I encourage you, go to your homes, try this, and be good sons. Bye.